What an amazing night we had at New Japan Strong Battle in the Valley 2025. Well, hello and welcome back to a brand new video. And we just conclude, well, we didn't just conclude, well, we did conclude Battle in the Valley, but it's the next day. The next day that we're recording this, because in my time here in the East Coast, Eastern time, it was like almost 2:30, like 2 something when it ended. So it's the next day that we're doing this. But what a night. What an amazing night we had to open up New Japan Strong. And for anyone who doesn't know and is new to this or just watching because they like watching wrestling content here on this channel, let me explain to you how it works with New Japan. They have New Japan and then they have New Japan Strong. Strong is their American thing where it's mostly West Coast and Midwest. They do East Coast, but it's mostly West Coast, East and Midwest stuff. So if New Japan Strong, when you hear that, it's American show. New Japan, when you hear it's shows in Japan. So anyway, let's get rolling right into it. I was already excited with the lineup of the card. I was like, yo, this is a great, great card. And we open up with a great match. Tomohiro Ishii versus Gabe Kidd for the Strong Openweight title. Wow. Seriously, wow. I'll say this like I did in my New Japan Wrestle Dynasty. Like I said in that video, I never cared for Gabe Kidd. Now, just wow. I actually respect Gabe Kidd. He's amazing. He's one of the talents that New Japan has. It's really well, and he's like this generation's talent for New Japan. Like New Japan has their foreigners and then they have their Japanese. And he's like the guy when it comes to the foreigner side of their promotion. So I really, really, really look forward to seeing more of Gabe Kidd in 2025. Because again, like I said, I never gave him a chance. The first time I saw him wrestle was I think was it early 23? Yeah, it was in early 23 when I saw him wrestle. I'm like, who is this guy? 24, I'm like, screw this guy. But you know what? After Wrestle Dynasty and after Battle in the Valley, man, Gabe Kidd, man, you got it. You earned this man's respect. You got I should say, a sort of a fan. Anyway, so this match ended up in a draw though, which I don't mind because it doesn't show either of them being in a weakness. Because it's not like a special 5-minute, 10-minute match where, okay, done, over. No, this was a full-length 20-minute match. And it went into a time limit draw, and holy crap, it was back and forth, chopping for chop, move for move, hold for hold, false finish for false. It was everything you want in a wrestling match, and then some. But it's not better than Gabe Kidd versus Kenny Omega at Wrestle Dynasty. I'll just put that out. But I give this a 4-star. That's what I'm going to say. And then after the match, Gabe Kidd was not happy about it. And I was like, I'm not happy about the result. I don't mind it, but I'm not happy either. And then he started going on a rant in Japanese, and then he translated in English after. Boy, I liked his decision. There's going to be a rematch. Tomohiro Ishii versus Gabe Kidd at Windy City Riot in Chicago on April 11th in a 30-minute Iron Man match. 10 minutes longer than a standard match. So that's right. Now, obviously, some of you might be thinking, but can't they go up to an hour? No, the 60-minute time limit is only reserved for the IWGP Heavyweight title, and that's it. It's only reserved for the IWGP Heavyweight title and the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. That's it. Everything else has a 20-minute time limit unless they classify it as a special match, which will go on a little longer. But other than that, so that's just a little thing. So I'm like, I'll take an extra 10 minutes. So let's go for that. Then we had the next match, another match that I was looking forward to, Roppongi Vice. I was excited for Roppongi Vice because I was a fan of Roppongi Vice. Sad that they broke up, but hey, we got Roppongi Vice. I like the video package that they did for Roppongi Vice. I like it. They used the original Roppongi Vice music, which is great. I like that they said Beretta and Romero. I was like, this is fun. Beretta and Romero. So we were like, okay, is Trent Beretta coming out? Because they then crossed out Beretta and changed it. And I was like, yes, I like this. And then the package where they're going through Roppongi, and then they show Rocky Romero and Trent Beretta. They just showed Rocky Romero by himself. So I was like, I like this, because usually what you'll see usually when you have a new tag team, but they have a similar thing or whatever, they'll completely just go here. We'll just completely revamp everything and make it a New Japan, on the other hand, and Rocky Romero, because in New Japan you get some creative freedom and you get some say in how you'd want your music, your entrance, and all that. So you get a little bit of say. So I like that they went there and they say, okay, Roppongi Vice is popular, very popular. People still love Roppongi Vice, regardless of what happened between Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero. People still love it. So let's keep everything. Just make a simple cross out Beretta, and instead of Beretta being standing next to me in one of the shots in the entrance Titantron video, just take him out. Simple. I liked it. Now, was I hoping for Roppongi Revice to win? Yes. Yeah, but I understand why they're giving West Coast Wrecking Crew the win. By the way, they faced off against West Coast Wrecking Crew because they were the current strong open weight tag champs. So I get why they did what they did. I totally get it, because, again, they want West Coast Wrecking Crew to be the face of the tag team division in New Japan Strong. They did that in 2024 when they left Team Nasty, which was with Tom Lawler, Fred Roster, and West Coast Wrecking Crew. They were a team called Team Nasty. And then they broke off West Coast Wrecking Crew. They destroyed Team Nasty. They got rid of them. Tom Lawler was upset at them. He took a little time off. Fred Roster was trying to get him back. Didn't work. They won. Then the West Coast Wrecking Crew wins the title. So I get it that they're trying to continue their momentum. So I get it. But come on, Roppongi Vice or Roppongi Revice. Come on, we got to see Roppongi Vice again. Well, without Trent Beretta, couldn't do it anyhow. But I get it. Anyhow, I give this match a 3.5 stars. It was a good match. It was a good tag match. Rocky Romero is a great tag team wrestler, and so is West Coast Wrecking Crew. I'm not taking anything away from West Coast Wrecking Crew. They are a great tag team. I will say that. Then we go into another tag match, an 8 women's elimination tag match. Team Mina Shirakawa versus Team Azume. I don't remember the rest of the members. Again, when I was writing them down, because I'll explain to you how I do my reviews. As a match goes on, I try to write the names down. They were coming in one by one, and I was like, okay. And usually what they will do, New Japan, is how they'll introduce them is in the ring. So they come in the ring. So they were quickly going boom, boom, boom. And some of their names were a little hard to, I was like, Team Mina versus Team Azume, because even the commentary said, look, Mina Shirakawa's team, Azume's team. So I was like, yeah, okay, we got it. I was all on board for Team Mina, and hey, Team Mina won. And up until that point, I was like, this is one of the best women's tag match I've seen in a long time. And I'm going to say it, in a long, long time. I give this a 4-star. Everything, back and forth, up and down, you name it, it was amazing. All these women showcased their abilities to their max. Like if you don't know who they are and this is the first time you saw them, this is the best way to know each individual female wrestler, or in this case, Joshi wrestler, because in Japan, that's what they call a female wrestler, a Joshi wrestler, which they all come from Stardom. And it was like, wow, you will be hooked on them immediately. I know Azume, I knew Mina Shirakawa. I don't really know the other one. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to check them out now. And boy, again, like I said, back and forth, everything was amazing. The way each eliminations happened was like amazing. Well done. 4 stars. Then we go into the New Japan World Television Championship, Jeff Cobb versus ELP El Fantasme, who, by the way, retains. Was I hoping for Jeff Cobb to win? Yes, I'm a fan of Jeff Cobb. I like Jeff Cobb. I really enjoy his matches. I enjoy his everything about him. So I was like, I want him to win, but I knew ELP was going to retain, because you don't just give somebody a belt immediately to lose it. I get it. The match was great. It was back and forth. It was a lot of outside spots, which I was like, hey, that's something new, because yes, we've seen Jeff Cobb go outside the ring, but not the way they did in this match. It was, I'm going to say, better than the World Television title match at the Wrestle Kingdom. I will say that way better than that at Wrestle Kingdom 19 because that one I think I gave it a 3. Yeah, I gave that one a 3-star or a 3.25. This one I'm giving it a 3.75 because there was extra spots that were just amazing, and I like the way Jeff Cobb handled himself after the match. He was still pissed off, and he looked over at ELP like, I'm coming for you again. This isn't over. You know that, right? You know. And I was like, that's perfect. It's a little tease that they're doing that, hey, maybe at New Beginnings they're going to have another match. Or maybe Jeff Cobb is going to be in another number one contendership match and at a Road 2 and then go back after ELP again. Who knows? Anyhow, then we move into the match that should have been the main event and the way they promoted this whole event as Sumie Sakai's retirement match. Now, I'm going to stop you all right there before we continue. I don't know anything. I didn't know who she was or who the hell this Sumie Sakai was. I'm not being disrespectful. I just didn't know who she was. I just kept hearing, oh, big deal, Sumie Sakai, Sumie Sakai. Oh, big deal, big name. But I was like, who the hell is this person? I've never heard of her. So going into this match, I didn't take a lot. The only reason I'm hyped for it, as you guys, whoever saw my top 10 list, Hiromu Takahashi, he's in the match. So I was like, hey, it's a Hiromu match. I'm hyped for any Hiromu match. So I did a quick research because they kept talking her up and hyping her up. And before they did the match, during the little promo packages and showing what went down backstage, how this match happened, why Sumie Sakai is retiring and all that, I was like, I got to look her up. Who is she? If anyone doesn't know, because I talked to some of my friends, they didn't even know who she was. So it's almost like if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't really know. Big name in ROH, which I was surprised. I was like, huh? Big name in ROH? I watch ROH. I followed ROH. Huh? Then I looked her up, 1997. So I was like, huh? Maybe she left ROH when I got more into ROH. Maybe. Because remember, I said, if you watch my top 10 list, I was into ROH around the end of Bryan Danielson's career. I got much bigger in like the early 2010s, World's Greatest Tag Team, the Briscoes and all of that stuff. So maybe she might have left, or maybe I didn't know her then, and I don't know. But I looked her up, and the commentary also mentioned something about, without her, there'd be no Hiromu, no Evil, no show in U.S. They probably would have never done a show in the U.S. CM Punk might not have ever been in ROH. And I was like, I definitely got to look her up. So I found out that this is for anyone who doesn't know. If you guys know, you could skip all the way to where I start breaking down my feelings of the match. But I found out, if it wasn't for her, CM Punk wouldn't be in ROH. And I found out that she's the one who brought in CM Punk to ROH. She also taught CM Punk how to go about in ROH. I was like, that's cool. And then I also found out that the commentary was not wrong. Hiromu, Evil, and Sho could not come to America. They couldn't. For whatever reason, they could not. And Sumie Sakai vouched for them, sponsored them, even put on shows and things herself just so they could come. And she let them stay in her house. So I was like, okay, that's a big deal for these three men here. The women that were in this match respected her because they idolized her and her in-ring style. They were inspired by it and took some of that. So I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense now why this match is the way it is. Got it. So, and then I chopped it up to, she's the Paul Heyman of female wrestling. She's the Paul Heyman of Japan. That's what I chalked it up to. Because if you guys think about it, if it wasn't for Paul Heyman, there'd be no Stone Cold. There'd be no Stone Cold, no CM Punk, no Undertaker, The Miz. Like the list goes on and on and on about these wrestlers. Some of them wouldn't even do what they do if it wasn't for Paul Heyman. So I kind of looked at it like, if it wasn't for Sumie, there's a lot of names. And then I saw Ruby Soho posted and said, thank you, Sumie. Without you, I wouldn't be a wrestler. I was like, oh, shit. So I said it straight up. She literally is the Paul Heyman of female wrestling. So anyway, we had Sumie Sakai, Sho, and Evil on one side. The other side, we had Hiromu Takahashi, Yuka Sakazaki and Mayu Iwatani. Iwatani was the current New Japan Women's World Champion, and she was on Team Hiromu, which I get where the team was. Match was fun. It was amazing. At the beginning, I was like, because I kind of got lost and I realized what they're going for. And then I'm like, wait, no, this is actually a fun match. Sumi is having fun in her retirement. Hiromu's having fun. Yuka's having fun. Mayu's having fun. Evil and Show, I don't know, but they're being Evil and Show. They're being typical House of Torture. So I'm like, everyone's having fun. They had the crowd get involved in this match. I was like, yo, this is amazing, where they had the chain link where you had hold, then you hold me, then you hold me, and then they had the crowd. And then when they had two people in the audience do the chain link, then the camera panned a little over. Like the camera went from this way, then it went like this, like that, and when you were seeing a little chain forming all the way to the end of the floor seats. I was like, yo, this is fun. You had moments, you had moves, you had Evil and Show attack Sumi and yell at her. Typical House of Torture heelish moves, even though they're on the same team. Uh, Overall, a great retirement, and I chopped it up to she was having a lot of fun. She enjoyed it. Hiromu enjoyed. Everybody enjoyed everything about this match. Every moment of this match was great. I didn't even know who she was, and I was watching this match tearing up. Like, thank you for this. And this was my first time ever watching her, so I'm like, if I can get emotional for a match, as I chopped it up to like when Hiroshi Tanahashi was tearing up and got emotional after Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd at Wrestle Dynasty, I was like, yo, if a wrestling match can get you this emotional and get you this invested, I was like, yo, this is the match of the night, period. I don't care what comes up next. This is the match of the night for me. And it ended up being match of the night for me. It was a 4-star, period. And then after, what they did for Sumi was like the most beautiful thing they did. Hiromu hands her his jacket. The crowd's chanting, thank you, Sumi. Hiromu is bowing to her. Yuka Sakazaki is bowing to her. Mayu Iwatani is bowing. They all go down in Saza and do the bow there. The baby faces come out. They're all chanting, thank you. They're all doing this on the ring. They come in the ring. They give her flowers. Rocky Romero, who is current vice president of New Japan Strong and New Japan of America, he bowed to her and hugged her and gave her the flowers. They all had a group photo. Again, this was a beautiful send-off for Sumi Sakai. And again, like I said, I've never heard of her. This is my first time. I've never seen her wrestle. This is my first time. And I got emotional for it. I was like, wow, I was like, this is how you give someone a send off in a retirement. Not the way that you see it in like WWE and all these places. I go, that's not how you do it. This is how you send someone off. And I like that Sumi Sakai did the honors and not only let Hiromu pin, but she let Yuka and Mayu also pin her. So they let all three on the opposition pin her, which is a great passing of the torch. She's like saying, hey, I was the reason that Hiromu Takahashi, sorry about that, had a brain fart. Hiromu Takahashi is here tonight. I'm the reason that he's allowed to be here and doing what he's doing here in America. I'm the reason that Yuka Sakazaki is here. I'm the reason Mayu Iwatani is where she is. And I'm saying they're going to take my position. I like that. Obviously, that's where wrestling is supposed to be, where your last match is supposed to be a passing of the torch. But the way they did it was better than how they do it in American promotion. So, match of the night for me. I loved every moment of it. Then we move into the next match, which was a never open weight title. Kushida versus Konosuke Takeshita. I give that a 3.25. Not as good as Konosuke Takeshita's match at Wrestle Kingdom. That match, way better than this match. 100% way better than that match. This match. But this match was not bad. It was good. Showed that Kushida is still as good of a singles wrestler as a tag team, because for years he's been a tag team with Kevin Knight. So I'm like, he could be a singles guy, and he was a singles guy, but he can still be a singles guy and still go. But Konosuke needed the win. I get it, it makes sense. I like Konosuke. He's going to be a big star. And then he challenged Hiroshi Tanahashi, and I'm like, oh my god, this is a good match. I was already excited when at Wrestle Kingdom 19, Katsuyori Shibata came out and challenged Hiroshi Tanahashi to a match at Wrestle Dynasty. I'm like, yo, Konosuke Takeshita versus Hiroshi Tanahashi? Yo, chalk this one up to yes, please. And Konosuke Takeshita, please rise up even farther. And again, as you guys, if you guys saw my top 10 list, my top 10 favorite wrestlers, you could see my feelings for Hiroshi Tanahashi. Anyways, then we got Zack Sabre Jr. versus Hechicero. The 3.25 stars, nothing special. I wish the title was on the line, but then again, people would have obviously been like, Hechicero's not winning. And it was a good match. Again, this match, I don't know. I'm going to say this. When this match happened, I didn't watch all of it because all of a sudden I had some business to deal with. Yeah, it was almost 1 a.m. Literally, it was almost 1 a.m. I think it was like nearly like right around 1. I had business to do. Like I got messages about some stuff I needed to pack up. I got some messages I needed to look for stuff to what was it? Yeah, I needed stuff to put away, look to see if they were still available or not, or how many I had. I had some eBay sales. I all of a sudden, obviously the eBay sales could have waited, but I had messages. So for about 10 minutes of that match, I didn't watch. But when I came back, the fans were chanting, "Fight forever, fight forever." So I was like, "What did I miss? I'm like, what the hell did I miss?" So I said, "Screw this! I'm sitting down." So I said, the eBay stuff, I'll message the person after. Let me finish this match. So I watched this match and I'm like, I give it a 3.25. But again, could the first 10 minutes have been better and could have chalked it up to 3.5 or 3.75? I don't know. Anyways, it was a good match. Zack Sabre Jr. won the match because there's no title on the line. I'm looking forward to Zack Sabre Jr. versus Hiroku Goto at New Beginning in Osaka. That'll be a great match, and hey, I'm actually happy for Hiroku Goto for finally moving up the ranks. And then we move into the main event of the evening, the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship title match. Taiji Ishimori, who won the Battle Royal to become #1 contender against El Desperado. Yep, that was a good match. El Desperado, I wanted him to win. I knew he was going to win because the way they're going with El Desperado, it makes total sense for him to win. Match was back and forth. Was it main event worthy? No, not at all. They should have main evented again. Sumi Sakazaki's rematch. Oh, sorry, Sumi Sakai. Wrong person. Sumi Sakai retirement match should have been the main event. I'm going to say that right now. 100%. If you agree with me, let me know in the comments below. Let me know. Comment down. Sumi Sakai should have been the main event. Anyways, was it a main event caliber match? No, because Gabe Kidd and Tomohiro Ishii tore the house down. Even the crowd was more into that match than the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. But it wasn't a bad match. I'm going to say that. 3.25 stars is not a bad match. It was a good match. Just, it could have been the co-main event. Or it could have been the opening match. You know? It could have taken any of those spots. Overall, a good back and forth match. Taiji Ishimori has been Junior Heavyweight Champion. Has been winner of the Super Juniors tournament. He has won many. So Taiji Ishimori is a great wrestler. He knows what he's doing. I see where they're going with El Desperado. They're trying to put El Desperado in the place of Hiromu Takahashi. Because Hiromu Takahashi, yes, is the face of the junior heavyweight division. But now he's doing other things because he's surpassed that. He's farther than that. So they're putting El Desperado in the place of where Hiromu was. So I respected El Desperado, even though El Desperado and Hiromu have had a rivalry for a while. I respect him, and it was a right decision to have El Desperado beat Taiji Ishimori. And the moves, the back and forth, everything was good. But again, like I said, not main event worthy. Again, let me know. Would you have agreed and put the Sumi Sakai retirement as a main event? I know I would. Anyways, remember, hey, if you're not yet subscribed, by the way, this was Battle in the Valley. I chalk it up to everything being a great show. I'm going to give it an overall 3.5 stars because there was some 3.2s, there was some 3, there was 2 4 stars, so I give it a 3.5 overall a great show, an amazing show. I always look forward to Battle in the Valley because it's the first show for New Japan Strong. It's right. It's usually a week or two after Wrestle Kingdom weekend. So I liked it. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below what you thought of Battle in the Valley if you watch it. And if you're not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell button to turn on all notifications to know when we upload. And hey, if you love wrestling, you love video games. Again, like I said, video games is not dead. We got a lot of wrestling content, video game content coming. If you love video games, you love wrestling, this is the channel for you. And hey, by the way, since I uploaded wrestling content on here, I've noticed I've been getting a lot of new subscribers, new comments, more likes on certain things. People were even asking about certain videos to do, and I even got some retweets and reshares. So I like it that there's some wrestling fans here that are growing on here. And thank you to the growth. And remember, as always, enjoy life. Keep on collecting, and we'll see y'all for another video.